Let me go through this again. Wealth creates poverty. So poverty is a slave to wealth. This planet is nothing more than a large, huge slave planet. The corporate structure, or the pyramid structure that we all exist in, wealth, middle class, and poverty, okay, is the same blueprint for slavery. Right? You have the slave master, you have the slave master on top, right? You have the house slaves, which is the middle class, right? And you have the field slaves, which are the large amount of slaves at the bottom that hold up the pyramid, you know, that are doing the work for the plantation, you know, are working, right, to keep the slave master or wealth in power. Okay, and we all use it, and it's all because of money. Money is the key, is the whip, is the thing that keeps us all a slave to wealth. Right? So we as human beings, right, as souls coming into this life as human beings, need to understand the process of karma, need to understand the process of reincarnation, and then reincarnate out of this existence. We originally had 100,000, then we had 1 million, then we had 1 billion, and now we have 7 billion, right? That's because souls are not ascending. Why? Because the wealth class wants to keep souls here, right? So they can continue working in this fog, right, of what they really are. Feeding them garbage like you die and go to heaven. Feeding them garbage, these religions that have, you know, huge books to read. Okay? Well, all you really need to do is talk to a tree, you know, and talk to Mother Earth, and they'll tell you that this existence for human beings is a waste of time. Animals, their existence is meaningful. You know why? Because they're not taught anything. Right? They're getting their information from their own DNA. They're getting their information from their purpose in life, which they understand. Right? We humans did at one point, and that was taken out of us by the fact that we live this life, okay, that we waste each minute of our time. We waste a third of our life, supposedly, just a third working for a system, okay, that cares nothing about us, a third sleeping to make sure we get to that system and keep that machine running, and then the other third is our free time, which we end up using, to help, support, chase after money, try to do everything we can to have enough money to survive and have more in life, because we look at wealth and say, oh, they have so much more, I want all that. You do this and you run to your grave. Right? There's nothing in this life that's meaningful. Nothing. There's not one thing. There's not one thing you can tell me that is meaningful. Well, what is it? What's the one thing? It's not there. It's a lie. Right? I went and I helped the poor. I went and I went to Africa and helped. No, nothing, because all that is a product of the wealth that pushes you to do that. You know, wealth wants you to go on and work, and then take the money, and then go to school and spend all the money in school, and then go overseas and help poverty, because it doesn't want to help poverty. Wealth can eliminate poverty like that by eliminating itself, right? But it's not going to do that, right? And middle class is not going to do that either. Right? Middle class is definitely not going to do that, because middle class is holding up. It's the house slaves. They're gonna go, oh, I'm not gonna go back to being a field slave again. I'm in a house, you know. And then poverty, of course, doesn't want to be poverty, and would prefer not. You know, people say, oh, but it's better to be poor because you don't know. Shut up, man. You know, you don't know what it is to be poor. Okay. Be homeless, right? I talk to a lot of homeless people. I talk to a lot of people on the street. I talk to a lot of people that are fucking poor and they're not happy. Right? So this lifetime, no matter how much you think going to Mars is meaningful, or you know, building some kind of, like, you know, a jetpack is meaningful, or you know, the brand new car, or the big building, or all this garbage. And buildings. Let me talking about buildings. Those buildings in Manhattan, you know, one day they're gonna realize that maybe they shouldn't have built those things, because as Mother Earth shifts, and she will shift, guess where those buildings are going to end up? Not where the pyramids are, because the pyramids were done correctly, the right way. The buildings in Manhattan, all the skyscrapers, they were built the wrong way. They were built out of greed and out of money and out of putting everybody, in a place where you think 9/11 was bad? You wait till Mother Earth shifts, Manhattan, okay, and anywhere else where these tall buildings are, because it's going to happen. It's gonna happen. I guarantee you. It's eventually gonna happen. All those buildings are gonna go flopping down to the ground, and hopefully there'll be nobody in it by then. They'll be realizing maybe we shouldn't have built those buildings that, are not structured correctly. You think they are, but they're not. You ever been in an earthquake in San Francisco? It's pretty scary, man. This is what humanity does. It convinces you that it's meaningful. It convinces you to be happy. And don't think about the grave. Don't think about, when we die. Just live right now and try to be as happy as possible. Being a slave to a system that is keeping you. I mean, do you understand that the wealth class, the guy that has $540 billion, where did he get that? By raping 7 billion poor over and over and over again. That's how he got the 500 poor. And you look up to them, and you forget about the poor. So again, there's nothing in this life that's meaningful. The only thing in life that would be meaningful is if we all came together, to create a system that is closer to the heaven that you expect to go to, not the hell that you fear. There's no money in heaven. There's plenty of money in hell. There's no competition in heaven. There's plenty of competition in hell. So we base our system off of a hell, a thing that we want to avoid. So yes, this life is meaningless. There is nothing. You think arguing about the infrastructure plan or the COVID, scaring everybody with COVID, and then pushing them and pushing needles in their arms and just to dumb them down. And to make sure that the next ascension process that's going to be happening 2023, 2012, 2001, 2012, 2023. The next one that humanity completely skips, so they can just stay nice and dumbed down and stupid, so that they can keep on getting up every day and working for this system that cares nothing about them, their children, puts bills and bills and more bills on them, so they have to work harder and harder and waste more of their time. And again, not learn how to. Why is there 7 billion human beings on this planet? It's not because we've all of a sudden expanded. It's because souls are not ascending. They're staying stuck here. There's new souls coming in, and there's a lot of old souls that don't understand what the fuck they are, because they keep on dying expecting to go to heaven or hell, and they come back as the same thing. That's what the wealth has done to you. That's what the billionaires and the 2,000 billionaires that are out there have done to you. Every human being. So no, I'm not gonna say that. Don't think about the grave. Think about happiness and just be happy now in the moment. Yeah. Be happy now in the moment until you die, and not realize what you are. The Buddhists, some of the Buddhists are doing it, and they're getting out of here, but not all of them are, because even there, there's corruption. Anything in this life that is valued with money, anything that is using money, is corrupt. And you know what that is? Everything that human beings do is corrupt. Everything. There is nothing human beings do that is not completely and utterly corrupt. Mother Earth is completely honest. The sun, the moon, the atmosphere, the tree. You'll pray to some God that you've never seen, but the tree is providing us oxygen. It's providing me oxygen. When I talk to a tree, I respect that tree a lot more. I don't trust any human being anymore. You know what I trust? The tree. You know what? The tree provides me oxygen for free. Human beings, you know what they want to do? They want to fucking charge me for a living. That's what they do. They charge me for a fucking living that Mother Earth and God gave me for free. Go to Montana, and if you want to live in the wild, shut up, assholes. You see, this is the kind of comments that come out of your head that are products of the domestication process that you've been put under. The domestication process to make you a fucking slave. The slave will stay a slave unless they realize they're not slaves, they were warriors once. But if they believe you're a slave, oh no, I'm not a slave, you're an employee, right? Or you're a human being having a good ass time. But wait till you get old and try to figure out, if you haven't saved enough money, how the fuck you're gonna afford living. Go figure that out, man. You know, thinking about it now, think about it later. Or I have money saved, I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, that's you. Mr. Middle Class, that's you. Poverty doesn't have that luxury. Poverty is just waiting to die. Poverty is just working until it has enough money to maybe go on vacation and be happy with the family. But then they have all these problems with, oh man, the kids have to go to school. How much is school's that much more? You can't get a loan, a student loan, or loans of what? You are charged for everything in this existence because wealth wants you to stay stupid and here. And a slave. Slavery was never abolished. It was replaced by the corporate business world. The slave master just turned into the corporate business owner, that then convinces its employees that oh, it's all good. Just get up and go to work, come back. You take vacation. I give you 1 week after a year, first year, and then after that it's incrementally an extra day for the next 10 years. I talked to somebody today who worked for a company for 39 years, and they just fired him because they sold the company or something else. It's like, this is the guy, and then now he's like, he's almost under retirement. Now he has to go out, try to find a job, and then try to, maybe he has money saved, whatever. But that's what society does. Instead of each child born given a free existence, tribal cultures did it. There was no homelessness. There was no poverty. There was nobody starving. Everyone had a place to live, and it was all equal to what they were. Human beings. Maybe the priest had a higher level because they were connected to that spiritual essence, getting information. But so yeah, life is a waste of time. This existence is a complete waste of time. I mean, I'm telling you now because I've been out of here I was out of here. Last one I remember is being mine and disappearing, and disappearing, and then all of a sudden saying enough, and then coming back to this what you call existence? Oh my God, you call this an existence? Really? If they told me, oh man, well they did but I'm saying, if they told you like, oh, you're gonna be born into an existence and then you're gonna be charged an existence from birth to death, even though everything's around you is free and the birds get free stuff and the animals and the trees, and let me again say, a tree is the closest thing to God that there is. Yet we make pencils out of them. It gives us oxygen. If the tree doesn't need us, even though we give it carbon dioxide, there's other animals so the tree doesn't need us. We can just disappear and the tree would be fine. But now if the trees disappeared, guess what? That's right, we would not have oxygen and we wouldn't live. So next time you look in that book praying, or looking at that book, trying to find God in that book and praying to some guy, you think about what that book was made out of. That is the closest thing to God that we can see and touch, right? Because it provides us oxygen, and we forget these things. These are things that are meaningless. Oh, no, that's all right. It's a tree. It's a big deal. We just make pencils out of it. But I have to hurry up, go to work because I have my kids. I have to make sure I have money. I got to pay. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 and then your life is gone. Right? Why should, at 23, why should you think about your grave? Because maybe if you started working on trying to figure out how not to die at the age of 23, maybe you would have figured out, maybe if I started at the age of 15, I'd try to figure out how not, maybe I would have just been able to, poof, just disappear like the Mayans did. When the conquistadors were coming from Spain, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna come and go in and behead all the Mayans and take all their gold, and the Mayans, we knew that, and they just disappeared. 11 million of them supposedly died, but they didn't. They disappeared, which means they knew, they knew how to shift dimensions and get the hell out of here before those evil Europeans came and took their land and their money and the things that they and God. You look at those pyramids that they built, the Mesoamerican pyramids, man, the Aztec and the Mayans, and around the world. Do you see that? That is a connection to something that we lost. And then we look at the building, oh, look at that building in Manhattan that a plane went into and it came crashing down. If a plane went into the pyramids, it would the plane would just shatter into little pieces. Or the pyramid wouldn't go down. You think about that next time you walk into a building, if you walk in Manhattan, because I did for many years. I'm glad I don't work in that shit anymore, because those are the things that you forget as products of the society that this pyramid structure where wealth is just brainwashing you and just going to work every day. Don't worry about, we got COVID now, so take the shot and you'll be fine. Wear the mask. Pay triple masks. Wear the cloth mask and then the other 2 masks on top of that one to make sure your breathing is so cut off and you're so cut off from each other that you have absolutely no way to understand the energy that's happening right now. I understand it very well. This is why I'm doing. Why are you doing that? Why are you just doing shower and healing like you should do and be the shower and healer for us? Because God's telling me put that aside for a little bit, because you know what? The time is coming. If it's not 2023, it's going to be the next 11-year cycle. But whatever it is, it's that we're not prepared for any of these cycles. Because after 2012 2012 was the big one. It's the big test. Like, oh wow, we're still here. The mines were wrong. No, they weren't wrong. They were just testing you. See, it worked, but then you went right back to where you were. Actually, it's even worse now because of the COVID thing. You're all hiding and fearful and oh, what do I do now? So what if I get COVID and die? I can't say why would I believe COVID really is, because last time I did that, they brought the video down because it was false information, meaning that somebody believes out there that something that's coming to me from God is false, but something that some asshole, some asshole scientist, really scientist, really, you believe scientists, you believe science, really, these people that are fucking telling you what you are. Yeah, I know. Ask a tribal person if what they are, and they'll tell you what they are. Or they probably won't tell you because they don't want you to know. Because they're waiting for you to disappear. Remember that. So this is the thing. Life is a prison planet. This planet, Mother Earth is wonderful. If I sit under a tree, I get beautiful energy. If I sit, but then all of a sudden somebody comes, hey, you can't sit here. Why? Because it's a private property. You can't be leaning on the tree over here because you're not supposed to be here because it's private. You want to lean in a tree, go find somewhere else. Where am I going to find it? Well, there's a park, right? There's a public park, but they close at certain times. You see? They've cut off everything that Mother Earth and God gave to you and then are charging you for it. And you're accepting it as human beings. And for how long that's going to go on, I don't know, man. Because, a snake eating its own tail eventually will just... You charge yourself to live. You charge. It's to say, imagine if I charge myself to live. I wake up. Okay, how much? I got to make today. I got to make $200 because if not, I'm gonna die. Imagine if I did that to myself. That's what we're doing to ourselves as human beings. No other animal charges itself. There's no monetary system in anything else that works in perfection on this planet, in the universe. Imagine if the sun started charging you for sunlight. Imagine if the trees started charging you for oxygen. Can you imagine that? You go, I can't breathe. Why? The trees are starting to charge us for oxygen. We have to pay them now. So, again, I want to repeat. I will trust a tree over a human being any day. There's not one human being that I will trust. Not one. A tree now? Yeah. I trust it. Animals don't charge each other to live. Nothing else charges itself to live. Nothing else has a monetary system except and it works in perfection. You ever watch nature? You see how perfect nature is? Even the whole concept of an animal dying because another animal has to feed on it. That's still perfection because the animal knows it's reincarnating. It knows it's coming back. It knows its purpose. But we stupid humans we just like build. Yeah, we're gonna control. Eventually, all we want to do is just drill into Mother Earth, figure out how it works, and then take her and ride her through the fucking universe, going to each planet and then terraforming each planet. Because we discovered all these planets. No. You watch Elon Musk and him going to Mars, and you see how well that goes. And you see Mars doesn't want you there. Mars, there's actually inhabitants and these planets in different dimensions. We're just seeing the dimension that we're in. So go Elon, go send the people to Mars. Go send them to their death. While we haven't even figured how to cure poverty. And if you want to know how to cure poverty, remove wealth. And poverty goes away. Share everything equally with each human being. It's called Ubuntu in the African culture. You know, it's called tribal living. You know, figure it out. You know, you'd rather do this until when? Until we can figure it out in the future sometime? Until we, at one point in our existence, are smart enough to realize that money, competition, profits. And everything we do in this stupid backwards society where we take, plant sources of things that have no side effects, and then we create a pharmaceutical that has plenty of side effects just for money and profit. Maybe that's why it has side effects, because the plant version didn't ever want you to take it and make money out of it. The plant version was there to give you, it's like if somebody took oxygen from a plant and decided to charge me for it, which they will do eventually, I guarantee you. That's in the future sometime, man. You think we're going to evolve to a place where we haven't evolved to a place that I'm talking about we should be now? Then we never will. If you don't do it now or tomorrow, if this doesn't get created in the next today or tomorrow, not right now, then it never will be. And what you will have is a generation for your children, handing them down greed, competition, profits, and these kids looking for money. Well, all these songs that I've been talking about money, I got money, and then that money's fucking taken away from them at one point, right? Or they had this money that they live this money out there, and then what? Did you learn anything? Did you work out your karma? What? No, I just got a lot of money. That's what this existence is about. Next time you see a tree, you thank it for giving you oxygen, because it is allowing you to live on this planet. You thank it. You should fucking kiss its fucking bark, right? Because it is the only thing that I trust in this lifetime. I mean, it's not the only thing. I trust Mother Earth. I trust the sun. I trust everything except for humans. I don't trust any fucking humans anymore. Ever will I ever trust a human being. Ever. You know why? Because that human being needs my money to live. And I need its money to live. And that's how the wealth did it. And that's how the wealth has enslaved humanity and will keep humanity slaves unknowingly. Because if we knew, guess what? If enough of us knew, guess what? We wouldn't participate in the slavery. But slaves will be slaves, and their children slaves. The children and children of slaves are like what? Even more slaves. Even more so. The first group of slaves are the ones that said, "Fuck that shit, man. Let's get out of here." It's like, all the other ones are like, "Oh man, this is what we are, slaves. This is what you are, slaves."